Okay, so now we're going to talk about product transparency. And this has been transformational because I do want to mention that from my perspective, transparency often stops at the United States border. And companies are very hesitant to share information publicly about products that are made overseas because maybe they don't have the trust that we have. And Simon has been primarily involved in gathering this information, and the outcome has been these 3 declare labels. I'm not sure if anybody in the audience has yet seen declare labels. Okay, do they remind you of anything? How about nutrition labels? Yeah, so they look like nutrition labels that you would see on a cereal box or something like that, that actually, explicitly states what the ingredients are in the product. And we are one of the first companies that has developed these declare labels, and certainly we are the only company that has issued a declare label for rigid core flooring, which is the label shown on the far right. So what you are seeing today is something, again, that very few people have observed. So in terms of this process, you can imagine there are a lot of challenges. And Simon, so what are some of those challenges and how do you overcome them?
The elegant plastics, actually, they keeps no product secrets from us. So we know the formulation of our product, what goes into our product, and who are the suppliers of the raw materials. In total, there are more than 20 raw materials used in making our flooring, and some of them are coming as compounds. So to know the exact substances and their weight percentages in these compounds is a challenge. Sometimes even the supplier themselves, they don't know what are the substances are included in the compounds. So they will need to check their suppliers. And also sometimes they treat this as like their business secret. They don't want to share with customers. So this is really a challenge. And we need back and forth communication to explain to them why we want to do this, what are the reasons and the purpose. This back and forth communication helps us to obtain the necessary information. And we also will emphasize our buying power and willingness to switch to more cooperative suppliers if we have to do so. Yeah.
Okay, so if they don't provide the information, we may go to a different supplier because this is extremely important to us. And again, this relates to the confidence in the safety of the products and also the confidence not just for us, but for our customers. And certainly these declare labels are of great interest primarily to the commercial customer, but the residential customers are starting to catch on to this idea now, which is a really good thing for all of us. So, with all this discussion about transparency and the environment, do you believe that there's a cultural or business change in China with respect to product safety? Simon, yes.
Yes, I do feel there is a culture and business change in the direction of product safety in China. From government officials to ordinary people, we all treat product safety as our number one issue. For example, people are so concerned about indoor air quality, so that they will wait for an entire year before moving to a new home, so that all the off-gassing can occur pre-occupancy.
So maybe a young couple that is wanting to move into their first condo, you're saying they actually wait an entire year before they will move in?
Yes. And
because they have a concern about fumes or off-gassing and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And do an indoor air quality test is like a common practice after you modeling your home or decorating your home.
Okay, okay. So very interesting. So yes, this is top of mind for Chinese citizens, just like it is for us. So Jin, I'd love to hear from the factory point of view, what have you seen in terms of the government and product safety and that sort of thing?
Yeah, from the factory point of view, the government invited us to participate in setting the new standard of final floor industry. The material safety requirement of the new standard is much more strict than the old standard. So in order to meet this higher requirement of a new standard, my factory invests a lot of money in reforming product equipment and adding more testing facility. Also, we spend a lot of money in training our lab staff.
Okay. So there you have chemists on staff that do a lot of this work. And it's interesting because we are, as an international company, working to meet not just these more stringent standards in China, but also in the United States and in Europe, because that's where our customers are. So the testing is really where the rubber meets the road, as we say. Mm-hmm. And so Metroflor is really known for doing tremendous amount of testing to ensure safety. So Simon, can you talk a little bit about all this testing that's done? Yes.
Yes. Product safety is the primary focus of Metroflor and the factory. So we conduct, it's from the development stage, product ingredients information will be submitted to product authority team to review and make sure that there's no banned or consent substances used. And then the product will be conducted thoroughly and completely before launch. This test will be internally and also externally. Mm-hmm. For safety, product safety, we will conduct heavy metal content test, European REACH SVHC list test. There are 173 substances need to screen to make sure none of them is
and this is a European
contained,
this is European
product. Yeah,
list,
European.
REACH. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of the REACH chemical list, but yes, we analyze our product for all of these REACH chemicals. Yes.
Mm-hmm. We will also conduct phthalate test. So there are 6 phthalates that is banned both in Europe and the US.
Yes, the phthalates are another major concern in plastic materials, and we have eliminated phthalates from our products, but we still test for it just to make sure that there hasn't been some phthalates introduced somewhere in the manufacturing process.
Yeah. And we will also conduct a VOC emissions test. Okay. Also a fire and smoke test to ensure that we meet both US and European requirements. So after product launch, we will also do regular random test to confirm, to ensure compliance. And if there's any raw material change or key process change, products will need to be reviewed and approved by Metroflor. Okay. Yeah. And actually, Metroflor also has a small testing lab located in Zhangjiagang. So in this lab, we can do a heavy metal test and also phthalate test by ourselves.
Okay, so that's great. So lots of testing before, during, and after.
Yes.
Okay, and so on this subject of phthalates, which is certainly one of the chemicals that people have been so concerned about, in our commercial line of products, which is the Aspecta brand, we do want to make very certain that phthalates are never introduced into that product. So Jin, can you talk a little bit about, from the factory perspective, what do you do to ensure that that product is safe?
Yeah, intensive tests are made to ensure that our product is safe. So we test incoming ingredients, semi-finished finished product, and a finished product to ensure our product is free of phthalates and heavy metals. The expect line is produced by a virgin PVC. So almost of all of my raw material supplies have been working with us for many years. So they almost all of them, they know this requirement very well.
Okay, and some of our audience attendees today may know that sometimes chemicals can be introduced with recycled content. And so using recycled content in products can be a double-edged sword in that, you know, there may be a desire to increase the recycled content, but what has happened in green building and with discussions around healthy building is healthy interiors are now the priority over recycled content. So with this Aspecta line of product that we provide to the marketplace, we have made the conscious decision to avoid using recycled content in that product line, just to support this primary goal of healthy products.